Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone, and hearty welcome to everyone for the second session. Respected dignitaries and NSS volunteer, I once again welcome everyone to the World Environment Day celebration organized by NSS unit of KLS Nijlingappa College. Now, I would like to welcome the first speaker of the second session, Reshma R, NSS volunteer, will have a talk on global warming. Over to Reshma R.
Good morning, one and all. Myself, Reshma, from first year BCom and NSS volunteer, and from KLS Nijalingappa College. My topic is global warming. Global warming is a long-term heating and Earth's climate system observed since pre-industrial period between 1850 to 1900. Due to the human activities, primarily fossil fuels burning, which increases the heat trapping greenhouse gases fuels in Earth's atmosphere. Effects of global warming. The gradual heating of Earth's atmosphere surface, oceans of atmosphere is caused by human activity. Primarily, the burning of fossil fuel that pumps the carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Five main causes of global warming. The five main causes of global warming are as follows. Greenhouse gases, which causes a global warming, which was a major effect of global warming. Second one is industrial activity. And third, agricultural activity. Then deforestation and Earth's own feedback loop. And let us know the how can we solve the global warming. First one is to speak up about the solving the way of global warming and buy better bulbs. Plug Pull the plugs, reduce water waste. Conclusion. The conclusion confirms that global warming is the major cause and challenge for the global society. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak up against the global warming.
Thank you, Reshma, for your view. Now, the next speaker of the session is Sahana S. NSS volunteer will have a talk on ozone layer depletion.
Good morning to all. The topic given to me is the ozone layer depletion. So, what is the ozone layer? Ozone layer is nothing but the region in the Earth's stratosphere that contains high concentration of ozone and protects the Earth from the harmful UV rays. The thinning of this layer in the upper atmosphere causes the depletion in the ozone. The main cause for this ozone layer depletion is the CFCs, the chlorofluorocarbons. When these chlorofluorocarbons are released to the atmosphere, they cause the chemical reaction that breaks down the ozone molecules, reducing the ozone's UV radiation absorbing capacity. The depletion of this ozone layer causes the increase in UV radiation level at the Earth's surface, which can damage the human health. Negative effects include increase in certain type of skin cancers. It can also cause immune deficiency disorders, and it also affect the plant growth and reduction in the agricultural productivity. So this ozone layer depletion can be prevented by many ways, such as by avoiding the use of chemical pesticides and using of eco-friendly cleaning products and prohibiting the nitrous oxide, use of nitrous oxide. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahana. Now, the next speaker is Sindhu Vishwanath, NSS volunteer, is going to have a speech on industrial and household work.
Good morning, one and all. Myself, Sindhu Vishwanath from 2nd PCM. Now, I'm going to tell you about the industrial waste and the household waste. Basically, industrial waste are the waste which is produced by industries through many processes. They may be solid, liquid, or either gaseous forms. These waste are generally fed back into the water, and they cause water pollution. And the smoke emitting from these industries cause as well as air pollution also. Now, the household waste. The household waste is generally the waste that are produced within our residential environment in daily to daily activities. And these These include hazardous as well as non-hazardous waste also. Generally, the household waste and industrial waste are generally fed back into the water, or they are laid on the streets, which causes air pollution, soil pollution also. These household waste are generally causes diseases as well as diseases to environment as well as humans, and also to many animals that survive within our environment. Thank you Pratibha ma'am for providing me this opportunity to speak about this.
Thank you, Sindhu Vishwanath. Now, I would like to call Sohan Kumar, NSS volunteer, to have a speak on conservation and soil erosion.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸೋಹನ್ ಕುಮಾರ್, NSS ಸ್ವಯಂ ಸೇವಕ, KLS ಕಾಲೇಜು, ರಾಜಾಜಿನಗರ. ನನ್ನ ವಿಷಯ ಬಂದು ಪರಿಸರ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ. ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ನಶಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾಶ ಹೊಂದೋ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಅದು ನಾಶ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಸಮ. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮಾತೆ ನಶಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಅದ್ರ ಅಂಕಿ ಅಂಶಗಳು ಕೊಡೋದ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಸಹ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದೇನಂದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ನಾಶ ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಪರಿಸರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿ 47 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈ 47 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲದಿಂದಲೂ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ನಶಿಸೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತೇ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಹೇಳೋದಿಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ನಾವು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಳಕೆನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಿಲ್ಸಿದೀವ? ನಾವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಂತ ವಾಹನಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಬಳಸೋ ಸ್ವಂತ ವಾಹನದಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಟನ್ ಗಟ್ಲೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದಾನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಗೆ ಹಾನಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಲ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಳಕೆನ ನಿಲ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹೀಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪರಿಸರ ನಾಶ ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾಶ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಗ್ ತಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಳಕೆನ ಈಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮಾತೆ ವಿಕೋಪಕ್ಕೊಳಗಾಗಿನೇ ತನ್ನ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯನ ವಿವಿಧ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಭೂಕಂಪ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಂಡಮಾರುತ, ಇನ್ನಿತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿರೂ ಸಹ ನಾವೀಗನೇ ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ನಾಶ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆನೂ ನಾಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಪರಿಸರ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಏನಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಹಲವಾರು ಉಪಯೋಗಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂತ ಇದೀವಿ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಜೀವಜಲ, ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ ನೀರ್ ತಗೊಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಉಸಿರಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಕೊಡೋ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಈಗ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕನ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಯಾರು ರೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಬರೋ ದಿನ ಅದು ನಾವು ದಿನ ಬಳಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಾಗಿ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆತ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಈಗ ಅದು ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you, Sohan, for your information. Now, I would like to call Vanita L, NSS volunteer, who is going to have a speech on environmental issue on human.
Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Vanita N, a student from 2nd BSc PCM and an NSS volunteer from KLS SNC. Now, today I'm going to talk on environmental issues on humans. Generally, we know what is environmental issues. Environmental issues are nothing but harmful effects of human activities on this biophysical environment. So the major environmental issues that we are facing in this present situation are nothing but the climatic changes, global warming, deforestation, acid rain, loss of biodiversity, and also the water scarcity. Now we are just on concentrating all these deeply. We'll see on climatic changes. Climatic change is not only changing overall weather scenario, but it also has a larger and harmful effects. Some of these include the melting of polar region, the occurrence of new diseases, and also the permanent inhibition in the growth of certain plants and that are essential for human survival. And we already know what is global warming. Even this is also causing a major issues on humans. Not only on humans, it also causes for all the lives that are on the earth. Average Earth's temperature has been increased by 1.4 degree Fahrenheit, which is nothing but 0.8 degrees Celsius over the past century. This has a serious effect on public health and also on environmental concern. So this can have long-lasting effects, which results in the melting of glaciers and also the climatic changes, which will lead in the existence of new diseases and also increases hurricanes frequently. And the next major issue is nothing but deforestation. According to FAO, an estimated of 18 million acres forests are being cutting up every year. The long-term effects of this can be severely devastating, which causes global warming, climatic imbalance, wildlife extinction, and other serious issues. Then even acid rain, it also causes many of these. So we have to conserve these, and the human have to stop these issues on environment. Only then even environment stop doing issues. So thank you.
Thank you, Anita, for your speech. Now, I would like to call Shweta Lakshman, NSS volunteer, to give a speech on biggest threat to environment and its solution. Over to Shweta.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. Myself, Shweta from 2nd BSc today to speak a few words on the solutions for environmental issues. First of all, an environment is generally defined as the surroundings or conditions where a person or plants can survive or operate. As we all know today, we are facing many environmental issues that we are supposed to be aware of conditions. Now to see few are like population, overpopulation, pollution, waste disposal, climatic changes, and ozone layer depletion. So climatic change has been great concern in today's scenario. This is surfaced from last few decades, and greenhouse gases are the main effects causing these changes. As we know, the increase in global temperature is known as global warming. The burning of fossil fuels, emissions from automobiles and CFCs leads to these global warmings. So nowadays, the waste disposal management has become a major environmental issue. So let's see on some of the points from which we can reduce these environmental issues are like replacing the disposable items with reusable items, and minimizing the use of paper so that we can conserve many plants, and also conserving water and electricity, and supporting eco-friendly practices, bringing awareness among the people so that about the environment, and using filters for chimneys in the factories so that air pollution can be reduced, and using fans instead of air conditioners so that the emission of CFCs can be reduced so that ozone layer depletion can be controlled. And environmental issues are the major upcoming disasters. So if we are not becoming aware of these, then there will be no life on the earth. So kindly save nature and save environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. Now, I would like to call Suchika Di Bilgere of NSS volunteer to have a talk on environmental ethics. Over to Suchika.
Yes, over to Suchika.
Thank you, Monica Shri. First of all, a very, very happy World Environment Day to everyone who's participating in this. And it's a very, day, it's a very important day to all of us as we are celebrating our home place, that is Earth. So today my topic is environmental ethics. So from young age, we've all learned about, how we have to take care of nature, how we're not supposed to pollute, how we're not supposed to use excess of vehicles or anything which causes damage to nature. But most of the times we forget that it is our individual responsibility, and something that is included in this, that is environmental ethics, is a individual responsibility. So to explain environmental ethics, first we'll have to learn what ethics basically means. Ethics is nothing but the principles or policies which one has to follow in order to have like a proper behavior towards something or proper conduct towards something. So environmental ethics is something which brings us a psychological, connection with our environment and how we're supposed to behave with it, or how we're supposed to handle our environment. Okay. So why we need environmental ethics is that, as many of my friends have already spoken, there's water scarcity today. However, one of them spoke about ozone depletion, which we have overcome, by the way. The ozone layer, the biggest ozone hole has been covered. So these are all these little actions which we're taking towards the environment, is so that we know we can live in a better harmony with the nature. So instead of exploiting too much from the nature, we have to maintain a balance between us and nature and the environment, so that we can always live in harmony with the nature. So there are three approaches basically for environmental ethics, as what we say. First one is the anthro-related, that is the man-centered or anthropocentric, as we say it. And the second one will be the ecocentric, and the third one will be the biocentric. So among these three, if you ask me which is the most, reliable approach, it will be the ecocentric. Because I'll just tell you in brief how anthropocentric and biocentric are different from each other, or how they are not very beneficial. Anthropocentric, as it says, the word itself says, is that it is man-centered, where man is the dominant creature of nature, where he has to take care, where he exploits nature, or takes he's the receiver, and the source will be nature. Whereas biocentric is where man behaves as a slave to the nature, where he has to take care or act as a caring or a parental figure to the nature itself. While though both of them are very extremist ideologies, and there are many critiques for those two ideologies, there is one ideology which leads to the mid ground between both of them, and that is the ecocentric. Where ecocentric is, you take as much as you need, as well as you give as much as you can to the nature. Like actions like about how people spoke about deforestation or anything, how we can overcome that. They've also spoken about that. And even scarcity of water, how we can overcome that. Even ozone depletion, how we overcome that. So maintaining the balance between your actions and what you receive from nature, that will be ecocentric ideology towards ecocentric ideology of the environmental ethic. And what are the the factors, or like the attributes to environmental ethics? It's that it's interdisciplinary. It's not only beneficial to man particularly, or is it it's not like it's beneficial only to animals particularly. It's to all of us, so that we can have a better environment and a better place where we live in. So with this, I've explained what environmental ethics are. And it's not only us as individuals, but also there are government and corporate sectors which are taking up laws by themselves, who are involved, including environmental sectors among them, how they're not doing any harm because of their products to any form of animal, or how nature is not polluted because of their engines or anything. They're taking up such measures, and I think this is one of the biggest revolutionary concepts which we can take in order to save our planet from any form of harm that we are causing as human beings to the nature. So as responsible humans, let us learn ethics step by step. Even by our smallest actions, we can show how ethical we are, how modernized we are, because modernization also means living ethically. So with that, I would like to say again, happy Environment Day, and please, stay mindfully and have a sustainable living, so that nature can also love us as we love nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Suchika, for your wonderful view. Now, I would like to call Bhavana, NSS volunteer, to have us speak on environment and health.
Hello everyone, myself Bhavna.
I'm from PCM. So I'm going to speak about health and environment. I mean how environment is useful in maintaining a good health. According to WHO, that's World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being. Health not only mean being disease free but being well socially, mentally and physically. So our good health does not only mean by isolating ourselves, but our good health can be affected by mainly two factors, that is external and internal factors. So internal factors may include in the human body, like you may have hormonal deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, maybe you may be having genetic disorders. External factors due to which your health gets disturbed is because of ultraviolet radiations, pollutions which man has been continuously doing it, CFCs, industrial effluents, and nowadays biologically also our health is getting disturbed. Maybe it's virus or bacteria. So we know how surroundings or our environment is important. With the air we breathe is from environment, the water we drink is of environment, and the place to live is of environment. And this clearly means that our good health depends upon environment, but the environmental factors which is actually affecting our health is also by man-made. So in a way what man is destroying, in a way it's destroying back to us. A report has been published by World Health Organization that almost 12.4 billion of people have been died because of this environmental pollution. This environmental pollution has a large impact on people. It not only destroys only a certain section, but it has destroyed from to young to poor and merchant. It also have been causing many diseases, like if you have consumed a polluted air, we have a kind of lung cancers and many diseases. And if we take contaminated water, we have diarrhea, various diseases. And when our body is exposed to UV radiations, we have skin cancer. We have when our body is exposed to smokes, we have such diseases. So it just not affects us physically, but mentally also we get affected. As per the research, we have seen that more the greenery, when there's more greenery, people have not affected. People are have less anxiety attacks, less depressed. The stress levels are less. So the relationship between health and environment is very complex. Most of the people are not motivated uh, to make major changes till we make changes, but it would have been too late. So make changes and start saving our environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavana, for your view. I request Vaishnavi Satish to present her view on importance of plantation. Over to Vaishnavi Satish.
Thank you, Monica, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, one and all. I'm Vaishnavi of second year CBBT and also an NSS volunteer of Kelly S. Nijlingappa College. Today, I'm here to present a talk on importance of plantation. In this present scenario, the world is puzzled with numerous environmental problems. The cutting of forests from this human being is been a threat to the civilization. The weather has also changed significantly. In some part of the earth, that is world, the earth is either consecutive years they have either flooded severely or there been a drought. This is because we know the forest and the water is renewable resources. When they are not present, we face such problems. Also, flowing rivers get dried up, water levels in the dam get reduced, canals power generation will be stopped and the water is getting reduced. The generated the generate grain industries will be also threatened due to this. The trees not only make our soil fertile, but they seem beautiful and also keep the air clean. If we want to protect our civilization and culture, then we must plant more and more trees definitely. The trees reduce the harshness of the weather. There are so many types of trees that benefit us. Example, neem, tulsi, and many more. The air, water, and the soil pollution can be eliminated by the growth of trees from the atmosphere. They release oxygen, which is needed for the human race. Nowadays, lack of oxygen and many related problems are seen nowadays, such as respiratory disorders in very small children and in all phases of life. And if we have no rain, then the result is no yields, and this leads to the scarcity of food. It is very too easy to cut down the trees in snap of our fingers, but the consequences we face is very, very difficult. And if we have no rain, there is no yields, as I said. I think it is the right time to talk and know about the importance of the plantation. They provide us ecological balance. They also give us cool breeze and shade during summer. Save trees is the most important thing nowadays. Hence, trees are very much important for our lives because trees are giving us healthy and a wealthy life. We know that one of the important major problems in today's environment is depletion of trees. Hence, the awareness of planting trees must be widely spread so as to make our earth a beautiful environmental green surface. Hence, one should start campaigning to aware the people about the values of trees from individual level to the environmental level. Now, look over the issues as well as the problems of reducing number of trees. We should oppose the cutting of trees because if there will be no tree, there is no life. The trees play a vital role in our life. There is lot of need of trees as well as the forest. As we just seen, the trees have different benefits. So now we understand their values. So cutting of trees affects our life drastically. Please don't cut trees. We should plant tree and also we should motivate others to plant trees. Thank you. I thank Dr. Pratibha ma'am for giving me such wonderful opportunity to take part in this event and talking about the importance of plantation during this time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Now, I request Anant Atreya to have a talk on present situation of ecosystem. Over to Anant.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ಕೋವಿಡ್-19 ಬಂದ ಕಾರಣ ದೇಶದೆಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯಿಂದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂದುಕೊರತೆ ಉಂಟಾಯಿತು. ಆದರೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಇಂದ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಿತೇ ಆಯಿತು. ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಆಗುವ ಮೊದಲು ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ವಿಷಕಾರಿ ಹೊಗೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಸಿರಾಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಭೂಮಿಯ ತಾಪಮಾನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಗ್ಲೇಷಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಕರಗಲು ಆರಂಭಿಸಿತು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ಮಟ್ಟ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಇಂದಾಗಿ ವಾಹನ ಸಂಚಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ ಕಾರಣ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಯುಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಇದರ ಕಾರಣ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದ್ದು ಅದರ ಚಿಲಿಪಿಲಿ ಕಲರವ ಕೇಳುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಧುರವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಂತರ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಮೊದಲು ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಕಲುಷಿತ ನೀರು ಕೆರೆ ಕಾಲುವೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆಯಾಗಿ ನೀರು ಕಲುಷಿತವಾಗಿ ಜಲಚರಗಳ ಮರಣ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. ಆದರೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಇಂದ ಕಾರ್ಖಾನೆಗಳು ಸ್ತಬ್ಧಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದವು. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಕೆರೆ ಕಾಲುವೆ ಶುದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಜಲಚರಗಳ ಪ್ರಮಾಣವು ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ವನ್ಯಜೀವಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವುದಾದರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಜನರು ಸಫಾರಿ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವನ್ಯಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಓಡಾಡುವ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಬಳಿಕ ವನ್ಯಜೀವಿ ಸ್ವಇಚ್ಛೆಯಿಂದ ಓಡಾಡುವ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ ಜೀವನ ಸಾಗಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. ವಾಯುಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ತಗ್ಗಿದ ಕಾರಣ ಗಿಡ ಮರಗಳಿಂದ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಆಮ್ಲಜನಕ ಒದಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ವಾಯುಮಾಲಿನ್ಯದಿಂದ ನಾಶವಾಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಓಝೋನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಇದೀಗ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಸುಧಾರಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಈ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ NSS ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆದಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you, Anand. Now the session is open for Q&A. If you have any queries, kindly proceed.
Hello. I have a question for Sahana. What is your how old
Be audible?
Yeah. I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay. Sahana, how ozone layer depletion is affecting agriculture?
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you're
Hello.
audible.
So when ozone layer gets depleted, the harmful UV rays enter to the Earth's atmosphere. It causes the injury in leaf. It causes yellowing of leaf. And also causes the cells death and reduction in photosynthesis. When all this are happening, there will be reduction in the crop yield. When there is no crop, how can you get productivity in agriculture?
Any questions? Any more queries?
My question is for Suchika. Is it morally permissible to extinguish a species?
Definitely not, Anand. It's definitely not morally, right to extinguish a species. Recently, also there was a rhino species which went extinct, which was there for whose species had been existing for more than 2,500 years. It's definitely not morally right, but somewhere mindlessly we have taken certain steps where it has led to the extinction of many species. But let's take proper steps from now on and be responsible, people or humans of Earth, so that we can, save other species from being extinct. Thank you.
Any more queries?
My question is for Anand. Anand, can you give any example which river is getting very polluted in the present situation?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳ್ಳೆಂದೂರ್ ಕೆರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಲುಷಿತಗೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ ಅದು ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಕಲುಷಿತತೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ವರದಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
Okay. Now we came to the end of the session. I request Sagari, NSS volunteer, to propose our vote of thanks. Over to Sagari.
Thank you, Monica. If you really think the environment is less important than the economy, try holding your breath while you count your money. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sagari Gowda, NSS volunteer of KLE SNC. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. I thank Pratibha ma'am for giving me this opportunity to render my vote of thanks. Today's program, Only One Earth Forever, Destroy Never, showcased us the overall view of the ecological restoration, which enlightened the conservation of forest resources and wildlife, biodiversity, pollution, global warming, importance of plantation, environmental ethics, economics and health, and many other aspects. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our Honorable Principal, Dr. Arun Kumar B. Sonapanavar of KLE SNC for his constant encouragement and support in conducting various programs. Thank you, sir. A special and heartfelt thanks to Dr. Pratibha KS, Head of the Department of Biotechnology and NSS Program Officer for organizing such a virtual awareness program and providing us this great platform to know about our environment. Thank you, ma'am. I further express my gratitude to all the NSS volunteers who shared their valuable information regarding environment. Friends, your words were exemplary. Thank you. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. We have many hands behind the screen working hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. So now I thank Tejendra Gowda and Monica Shri, the student coordinators, for their appreciable work. Thank you, friends. I owe a special gratitude to all the various heads of departments, faculties, and invitees for gracing this occasion with their presence. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants who gave their valuable time for this session and making it a grand success. Once again, thank you all. I would end up my words with a quote which says, I don't want to protect the environment. I want to create a world where the environment doesn't require protection. Thank you.
Thank you, Sagari. I would like to thank Pratibha ma'am to giving an opportunity like this, and I also thank everyone for sharing your views and showing your interest in this session. Thank you.